Behold! We're about to perceive one of the greatest groundbreaking games of all time. Well, that was underwhelming. Welcome to the PrinnyCast Roundtable, the casual weekly show where we talk about what we've been up to and all the various gaming-related stuff over the last week. Yes, I do say that every week, thank you. We're your hosts. I'm Chris. This is Grover.
Hello.
This is Mike.
Hello.
And Edna's chatting with us through the text messages over there in the new version of our show window. Enjoy a lot of the videos to the following bundle games throughout all the show. And the bundles this week include Groupie's Simulation Bundle with an assortment of crazy and odd sim titles. It only, though, has a couple of days left on it. The B Mine 12 bundle starts soon, and you can see the trailer in the background, but not right now. Yeah, what? Shut up. Okay. Meanwhile, likewise on the Sim Kick, Bundle Stars has Extreme Sims 2 for all your zookeeper, bridge building, tow trucking, farming, and racing and roller coaster needs. But want more trains in your Sims? Then Bundle Stars also has Trains Bundle, Train Simulator 2 with what it calls the complete list of all the DLC for it for $4. And Ariel also throws some Ludosity games at us. And lastly, the weekly Humble Bundle provides us with Celebrating Open Source, a humble collection of various indie goodness with some, I think, the hardcore fans, hardcore, is that a word? Will recognize like Magical Diary, Incredipede, and especially Evoland. And as a last bit of interest, you can get Dead Space 1 on Origin for free. I don't know if it's a limited time offer, so check into that if you're curious and don't already own it. And of course, if you're over 18. Okay, so what have we been playing this week, Mike?
Well, Reaper of Souls came out a few days ago, so I've been pretty much playing nothing but that. I did, however, before that, I was playing South Park The Stick of Truth. So a mix of World of Warcraft, Reaper of Souls, and South Park Stick of Truth. And that's pretty much my gaming for the week.
Big on those RPGs for about the last 3-4 weeks now.
Yeah, I'm starting to fall in love with them again. It was really action games for me for a while, but then I'm getting that itch.
How about you, Grover? What you got?
I played some Bejeweled, and then I played some this Sims 3 like Facebook game, Sims Free stuff or whatever it is. Then I played Diablo. I did the starter pack, and that you get to the Skeleton King, and it just locks you. It's just like, well, I hope you had fun. Buy me, and
That's
I
what I
probably
did
will
most
at the end
for.
of the month. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely gonna buy it at the end of the month. And we're playing a crap load of SimCity 2013. I was gonna do a review for this week, but. Stuff. But I also got on the experimental testing stuff for that, and that's all I can say because there's an NDA on that stuff.
Ooh, I see.
It'd be awesome to get access to their forum, but I can't. So that makes that kind of worthless for now. But yeah, that's about it. Tons of SimCity.
Well, not too much different on my front either. I got in some old school gaming with Galaxian and some other old arcade games. Played through the first level of Renegade Ops from that Sega bundle. And of course, more tying in which I got promoted to vice host in the guild this morning because of extenuating circumstances with the guild leader that left, which is one of many players in the entirety of the game over the last 3 months. They're actually starting to merge the servers together because there's been so many people leaving. So, man, I barely even watched streams this week. I have not played much in the way of games. I think I've played more gaming in the last 2 days than I probably have in the last 7. Well,
oh, wow.
That does make a lot of sense, but I think you know what I mean. And yeah, we're trying to kind of consolidate the show a little faster, which hasn't worked so far because I stumble over my own words. But so instead of a topic this week, we're going to throw game news at you. Instead of having a normal animated game news section, this is not like never coming back or anything like that. It's just a really crazy week. Even today, it was really hard getting the scheduling worked out because Mike's taking time away from a visiting friend for us even. So we're trying to get this all together. And so with that, welcome to Game News for March 27th, 2014. It was really quiet for most of the week, and then the last 2 days it just exploded with all sorts of craziness. But yes, 2 big and surprising moves in the industry this week as Oculus VR, the company behind the much-hyped Oculus Rift VR headset that's been all over our newscast for a year or better, is being bought out in a $2 billion deal by none other than Facebook. They plan to continue developing for immersive gaming, but are looking into branching the technology out in other mediums. Quote, and I cannot remember who this quote is from, but I believe it's one of the CEOs. It's not Zuckerman himself, though. Zuckerman? Zucker? Quote, after games, we're going to make Oculus a platform for many other experiences. Imagine enjoying a courtside seat at a game, studying in a classroom of students and teachers from all over the world, or consulting with a doctor face-to-face by just putting goggles on in your home. However, the news is not been taken well by many, as even Notch, the creator of Minecraft, has halted development of the compatibility for the VR headset for his hit game Minecraft. Quote, Facebook has a history of caring about building user numbers and nothing but building user numbers. Later on, he said, I did not chip in $10,000 to seed a first investment round for the VR headset to build value for Facebook acquisition. So he's kind of ticked off, and he's not the only one. And despite Cliff Bleszinski calling out Notch as a pouty brat, by the way, Cliffy B is actually making a ton of money off this deal, so...
Of course he is.
Cliff.
Investors seem to agree a bit more with Notch, as the news that should have been full of optimistic excitement for them actually dropped Facebook's stock 7%. What do you guys think? Or does this even matter, really?
I don't even know what the hell to think about that. Facebook? Oculus Rift? What?
Now, if it was like Google or something, that would make more sense, but...
One of these things is not like the other.
Goggles and have drama!
I don't know if you guys are familiar with the parody account of CEO Kaz Hirai, I think is the name of the account. It's a parody of Kaz Hirai from, of course, Sony. And his Twitters on here are actually really hilarious 9 times out of 10. And his version of this was, with Facebook's Oculus Rift, you will get to experience what it's like to be in a room of targeted ads based on your Facebook profile. Or with Facebook on Oculus Rift, you will get to stand in a virtual room filled with your old high school friends that you don't even like anymore. Anyway, moving on. What you got for us, Mike?
The other big and surprising news was Disney bought out Maker Studios for $500 million, with another $450 in potential payouts to its members. Maker Studios is the YouTube gathering that distributes major gaming YouTube channels such as Yogscast, PewDiePie, Epic Rap Battles of History, Total Biscuit, and many more. Now, Maker enjoys some 5.5 billion views a month from a subscriber base of 380 million, so it's not really surprising Disney wants a piece of it. And Increase will continue to run the network, though a few figures like PewDiePie says if there's any major changes that forces them to alter their actual videos, they're going to likely leave.
You know, if you told me that Disney bought out Maker Studios, I wouldn't have known who you were talking about.
Nope, me neither.
Because I thought all of those people listed were their own entities. I did not know they were a network, but now it makes a little more sense why some of those guys get more popular than others, because they are networked. I get it now. All right. Now we know what we need to do with PrinnyCast. So we can get bought out by Disney too. Yeah. Anyway, Carl Stewart, once creative director in Eidos for Tomb Raider, or Eidos for some people, for Tomb Raider back in 2006, in various positions since then, he has left Eidos, or Eidos, and parent company Square Enix late last week. He will be taking up a position in advertising for Petrol Advertising. Actually, ironically, often who does the work for EA, Activision, and 2K. And elsewhere, Travis Baltrey and Eric Schaefer have left the studio Runic Games that they helped to create to start up a brand new studio called Double Damage Games. Runic is best known for the Torchlight games, and this isn't the first time Schaefer helped create a successful dev team only to leave them later on. Blizzard North, anyone? And just days after Stig Asmussen left Sony Santa Monica, one of the men largely responsible for the return of fighting games to mainstream, Seth Killian is also leaving the company, being there only about a year since he left Capcom. He stated on Twitter that working with them has inspired him to do his own thing in the world of indie games. And once again, I have to quote that CEO Kaz Hirai account of, am I the only one working in Sony anymore? Anyway. Meanwhile, Sony brings us the layoffs of the week as an unnamed number of staff has been removed from Evolution Studios, Gorilla Cambridge, and SCE London Studio, 3 of Sony's big dev studios in England. And once again, I repeat Kaz Hirai's statement.
Nintendo has announced they will not be at PAX East next month, and this is the first time they haven't been there since it began. Adding to the few other times it's not appeared in major conferences and gatherings since it canceled its floor show at E3 last year.
I know Nintendo's actually going to be at E3, but I have a pretty strong feeling they're not going to have a floor show this year either.
Probably not.
But in other Minecraft news, hey console Minecraft players, rejoice! For major changes are coming to help update it a bit closer to the current builds of the PC versions. They're finally going to get the village trading, the emeralds, the quartz, all the hidden temples, the anvil, the ender chests, the potatoes and carrots, the controllable riding pig, yep, that too, and lots more very, very soon. And apparently 3D Realms has been talking to lawyers because not long ago they seem to be stepping back back from the battle with Gearbox over the rights to Duke Nukem after that whole hidden announcement of action RPG Duke Nukem Mass Destruction that was back in December that crafty folks had deciphered. And yes, that is a sentence. Gearbox is going to take action over the whole thing because they own Duke Nukem. But then it quieted down. 3D Realms backed away, said, yes, it is in your rights and all this type of stuff. But now, just last week, 3D Realms is back and claiming they still own Duke Nukem as a trademark and is well within their rights to make any Duke Nukem game they want. Okay. Then what did they get paid for again? Oh, but this is even better. Some politics. California Senator Leland Yee, famed for his harsh stances on gun control and video game banning in his state, including the infamous quote from last year, "Gamers have no credibility in this argument. This is all about their lust for violence and the industry's lust for money." Well, just yesterday morning, he was arrested in an FBI sting operation that uncovered multiple counts of bribery and corruption. And get this, including a plot to traffic illegal firearms. Irony!
What? What?
You know, I think these people need to stay away from this because everybody remembers Jack Thompson got barred from being a lawyer. The only one who hasn't been hit so far is Hillary Clinton, so they really need to stay off this stuff. There seems to be some karma at work. And I was going to mention that the Deal With It guy was making a discussion at GDC about internet hate phenomenon once again. But I think I'll skip him in the service of getting this done quicker. And lastly, Grover predicted this. EA barely got beat out by Time Warner Cable in the Consumer's Worst Company in America award, 51.2% against 48.8% in the first round of voting.
So Time Warner won?
So far. I don't think anybody's going to outbeat them, but it was just the first round of voting. There's more companies that go head-to-head, but apparently they got put head-to-head right at the first.
Wow.
So was there a major story that people are aware of that launched them into that consumer hatred?
I was assuming that it was something about the merger, but Grover was telling me it was something else.
No, it was the merger that I was
thinking. Oh, it was the merger. Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking EA is probably going to get outranked Time Warner this year because of what's going on.
That, and they're also infamous for being one of the worst cable companies in America, despite being like the number 2.
Yeah, it's just like, let's take a gigantic piece of shit and then mix it with a gargantuan piece of crap and voila!
You shouldn't.
Monstrosity.
You shouldn't mix your shit with your crap.
I know.
I have no words. I need a plunger. That's what I need.
You do.
I do.
Should have brought your boots.
They're hard to fit. They keep falling off my legs. Or stilts. Whatever those are. But that was game news for March 27th, 2014. But yeah, that's our crazy, weird, condensed show for this week. But be with us next week. Because I don't know if anybody knows this, but Tuesday is a very special day in certain unsettled personalities. And while we won't be actually releasing anything or recording anything that day, we'll still take the spirit of the stupidity that is April Fool's Day, just like we did last year. And this time we're going to get everybody involved. Okay, get the 3 of us involved. And yeah, we're going to obnoxify you with what we did last year. Yes.
Plus me. Yay.
Hopefully you can tell us apart. But that's all I'll say for now. Everybody else will know exactly what I'm talking about. So until next week, all.
See you next time.
Until next week.
PrinnyCast out.